Hertz Black Pearl Triumph demo days. Ridden a handful so far. I had the T100 before this. This bike is the bigger engine version of it, the T120, 1200cc-ish.
Yeah, the 120 gets you the twin front Brembos.
Twin Brembos.
You get the cruise control.
Okay.
You get the ride modes.
Okay.
Road.
Very good.
They used to have a grab rail and a center stand. They traded the grab rail and center stand for the cruise control, and it's a great switch.
I think that's a good idea. You can always get those accessories, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. You can add the cruise too, but it's a lot more expensive than to try and add grab rail.
And you said this has a 6 gear. Does it have a quick shifter?
No.
Nope.
You can't get them. They've not designed that.
Perfect. Fine with me.
So, but yeah, 6-speed transmission and 80 horsepower.
80 horse. Okay. And the T100 had about 65. It felt okay. All right, 15 more horse. Let's give it a rip.
15 more pounds.
Let's do it, guys. Is it worth? And I don't know how I'm even going to get out of here. I guess I could go to the right here. Feels pretty light. I guess I should probably flip this on. We're neutral. Ooh. Sounds about the same as the T100. Let's, I think I'm gonna have to go around this way. All right, we made it through. Made it through. The brakes feel, well, the initial bite is about the same, to be honest, as the T100. It's a bit of a soft brake feel. Oh gosh, she's got the power, yes. Noticeably more power than the T100. And it's right off the get. No quick shifter here. That's fine with me. It's got more top end, it feels like. The torque feels about the same. Oh gosh, she quick. That got me to 80 real quick. You know, it feels maybe less enthusiastic about leaning over, but the T100 wasn't exactly a bike that liked to lean over either. It doesn't feel quite as flickable, especially now that I'm up to speed. I feel like you have to really work hard. Now I just came off the Speed 1200 RS. That thing is an absolute slayer. Manual downshifts. Ooh, that one was good. Yep. I mean, here's the thing. It's like both of these bikes are so similar. I need to see. I mean, yeah, I did want more top end compared to the T100. Yep. Okay, there it goes. Holy shit. She goes. I don't know if it sounds as good as the T100, but I haven't given her a lot of revvies yet at idle. Very similar position as a T100, of course. Very upright. You're fighting the wind a ton. And that's the thing. If you're fighting the wind this much, just doing, okay, I was doing 70. It feels like I'm doing more than 70 because I'm used to a full fairing bike. You just kind of have to hold on. And that's the thing. It's like, do I need more power on a bike just to get capped at 70 because the wind is so obnoxious? I don't know. I think this bike's about $2,000 more. I don't think I'm sure it's worth it to some people. Okay, the torque right away, it has more noticeable power when you just roll onto the throttle in 6th gear. That is a big difference. The T100 in 5th gear, you twist and there's nothing there. Like 70. You twist in 4th, there's not much there on the T100. Okay. You twist here on this T120, you have the torque, you have that power all the time. brakes are just very soft. I really don't feel much of a difference in the brakes, to be honest. Okay, let's get around the Chevy. It's faster than the T100, but you know what? I don't know if I'm having as much fun. And when it comes to motorcycles, fun is such a huge part of it. Alright, I was actually having more fun on the 1200 RS, the Speed 1200, than this bike. I think the T100 feels a little bit more special to me than this. And maybe I'm just making it up. I have literally maybe 15 minutes of seat time in the T100 and like 7 minutes of seat time in this. They're both very comfortable. Okay, this Audi doesn't know what they're doing. This has the power that I wanted in the T100. I don't know if the engine has the same charm. Maybe I'm just trying to find things. Maybe it's not there. All right, I you know, if I rode them back to back, I could probably tell a little bit better. There's no brake, like the rear brake. There's not much there. The Speed 400 had a lot of rear brake. The Daytona had a lot of rear brake. These feels like there's not even a real rear brake unless you stomp on the thing. You know, under 40, very flickable, but it's like once you get to highway speeds, these things you gotta push these things, and maybe that's good if you're doing sustained speeds, but then again, you're gonna have to get fairings. Yeah, that Subaru was just being dangerous. People were honking at him, so sometimes you gotta they don't recommend doing it often if it's not legal in your area, but sometimes you just gotta lane split a little bit. Alright, anyways, don't listen to my advice. I'm not telling you to break laws, but it's a good bike. I'm not feeling a connection to it like I did the T100. You know, I felt more of a connection to the Speed 1200. I felt more of a connection to the T100. This isn't, you know, and I think I even like the Speed 400 more than this bike. And maybe, you know, it's comfortable. Okay, maybe we should stop comparing it to other bikes. Seat's comfortable. Handlebars are nice and high. Alright, vibes are pretty minimal here, even for a big twin. Not bothering me at all. Not one bit. Yeah, it's you know, if I'm cutting through traffic like this, I would much rather be in on a Speed 400 or a 12, especially a 1200, of course. 1200, that thing's just so good. I love how that thing, I think the 1200 sounds better than this, and I think the T100 sounds better. Alright, you can always modify the sound again. No, this bike feels refined, I'll say that. I'll say that. I don't feel, honestly, I know the back brake's not Brembo. Let's get into these brakes. Let's turn it. Oh, I scraped the pegs. Oh shit. I've never scraped the pegs on a motorcycle before. Okay, this bike is not right for me. I scraped the pegs hard. Holy cow. Huh. I scraped them alright. Well, what do I think about it? Well, we'll give it some beans here when it goes green. You know, the T100 just felt a little bit more special to me. And sitting at the light here, the vibes are very, very minimal. Almost too smooth for my liking. Feels good, but I want more feeling, believe it or not. You know, I feel like the T100 had maybe a little bit more pep to it, and the Speed 400 had a lot of character just at idle. I mean, she rips, don't get me wrong, but holy cow. Good engine, good looking bike, good performing bike. Got the Brimbos up front. You got the cruise control. Honestly, I feel like that's the only thing I'm winning here is cruise control and power. I'll give it that. But, you know, how much power do you need? You need the extra 15 horsepower? I mean, once you're up to like 70 anyways, both bikes are uncomfortable. So, there we have it. The T120. Oh, I don't want to scrape the pegs. I scraped her hard. Holy smokes. There's baby Ninja there. Maneuverability is good. Maybe not quite as slim as the T100, but yeah, it sounds great. I actually don't think it sounds as good as a T100 from the factory. All right, what's next?